in an Ohio courtroom on what was supposed to be a routine violation hearing. One man walked in with a story so tangled, so unpredictable, that even the judge didn't know what to do with him. This is the case of Samuel Zowski, a man some describe as a victim of his own addictions, and others describe as a professional liar. Today, we're breaking down the shocking 8-minute story of what actually happened inside that courtroom and why this case left even the judge unsettled. The hearing begins with the judge reading the charges, 2 separate case numbers, multiple violations, and one major accusation. Samuel Zowski broke the terms of his community supervision by gambling, a direct violation of his special rules. The judge asks him directly, "Do you admit or deny violating the terms of your supervision?" Samuel answers quietly, "I admit it, Your Honor." And just like that, the tone of the entire hearing changes. The prosecutors don't push for jail time. Not yet. One of them reminds the court, there's a victim who says restitution, not punishment, is what matters most. That victim's name? Mr. Ward. He wants his money back, and he wants the court to ensure it happens. Then comes a person who knows Samuel the best, Probation Officer West, and her report is not good. She tells the judge Samuel is not amenable to community control. He's been paying restitution, yes, but he keeps violating the rules. He keeps breaking the trust. And maybe worst of all, he keeps gambling, not winning, not making money. He's losing money, creating a deeper hole, a deeper risk, a deeper question. Can this man actually be supervised, or does he simply do whatever he wants? Samuel's attorney steps up, and he paints a very different picture. A working man, a father, a husband, a man trying to survive. He explains Samuel's life. A job at a cleanup and demolition company. A daughter, just 3 years old, recently diagnosed with autism. Expensive therapy, expensive schooling, weekly payments, mounting pressure. And then he makes a promise to the court. Samuel can pay the full restitution, over $25,000, by January 2026. The attorney asks for mercy, for a chance, for structure, not prison. The judge listens, but her face doesn't change. Then Samuel himself asks to speak. His voice trembles. He talks about gambling, about being desperate, about wanting to catch up on bills, about wanting to provide for his daughter. He says he felt lost, homeless, confused. He admits he lied, but insists he wants to pay everyone back. He begs the judge, "I don't want to go to prison. I just want to fix my life." For a moment, the courtroom is silent. Scene 6, the judge responds. And then, the judge cuts straight through him. Her voice is calm, but razor sharp. She says, "Your emotional plea is completely lost on me." She tells him she thinks he is a professional liar, that he manipulates, that he performs, that his speech is just another act. And yet, she admits something surprising. She doesn't know what to do with him, because he's a man who cannot be supervised, someone who breaks rules as easily as breathing, and someone whose gambling is not just a habit, but a financial disaster. And so, the judge asks the question everyone else is afraid to ask. How are you going to pay $25,000 in 2 months? Where is that money coming from? Samuel answers, a workman's comp settlement. It's coming by the end of November. But when the judge asks Probation Officer West if she received proof, the answer is no. The courtroom tension grows. Is Samuel telling the truth, or is this just another chapter in the story? The judge thinks he's mastered the story of manipulation. Samuel desperately tries to defend himself. He says he emailed proof. He says he's never run from the court. He says he turns himself in. He says he's accountable. He even brings up a dramatic claim. I tipped off a huge drug trafficking ring while in prison. Another act? Another exaggeration? The judge has heard it before. She knows he once helped prevent an officer from a potentially dangerous situation. But she also knows he uses these stories to influence people. So she brings a conversation. back to something simple, the victims. Because in Ohio, victims have a constitutional right to be heard. Their wishes matter. Their voice matters. Their pain matters. And today, Mr. Ward wants restitution, not prison. And that is the only reason Samuel Zowski is not being sent to prison immediately after nearly an hour of arguments, pleas, reports, and warnings. The judge makes her decision. She finds that Samuel did violate the terms. She defers sentencing until February. She releases him from jail, but with strict conditions. He must report weekly. He must pay $540 for November, $540 for December, a January payment, and ideally, the remaining balance by February. The judge ends with a warning. If he cannot even work with Officer West, then there is no probation officer he can work with. And then she says the words that leave the room unsettled. I have a terrible feeling about this, but we're going to try. The gavel strikes. Samuel Zowski walks out, free for now, but carrying the weight of a future that could collapse with one wrong step.